Greetings, fellow zombie slayers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid, King of Louisville, episode 44. Gold is the goal. At some point, I might even get the military boxes from the Ready Prep and just like toss all that stuff that I just threw on the floor into the Ready Prep boxes and just have boxes of like random stuff in the corner. I don't think that that's too unreasonable. Oh wow, I think I just maxed out how much can be on the floor in that corner. Let's also periodically check in with his mental health and make sure that I'm not driving him insane. Does it make it more durable? Not that I know of, no. It just makes it prettier. I don't spend a lot of time building my own houses from scratch, though, because there's a lot of lacking game mechanics around that. Oh, I'm using my backpack again. So it's not something you'll see me commonly do. But yeah, there's no game mechanic reason for plastering something up other than just to make it pretty. It doesn't make it tougher, more durable, anything like that. A garbage truck for disposal, that'd be really cool if it existed. I could get behind that. That'd be neat. I'd be really tempted to just throw corpses in there and smush the corpses into nothing. But I think that's probably why, if such a mod existed, how people would use it. It's a corpse smusher. Like a Dwarf Fortress Atom Smasher. Maybe you should Google before spending points. Yeah, I refund the viewer submitted ideas anyway, so you're not actually spending points. What does the broken bone symbol indicate? That I'm hurt. I'm hurt because I'm continually becoming over-encumbered from all the weight of moving all this stuff. I'm not actually injured in any way. But it is discomfort. I have 80% HP or less. Oops. Go. But it's just all the heavy lifting. It doesn't feel good on Lewis's back. Can relate. And you can't like encumber yourself to death. It does make it a lot easier for you to die. Like if you've injured yourself severely through being over encumbered and moving around a lot, it takes a lot less to kill you, but it's never going to be the reason you die. It has to be compounded with something else. All right, we are tidy down here. I mean, it depends on how you define tidy, but I've shoved everything into one corner. And tomorrow I will grab the military boxes from next door and use them to put that stuff in boxes. Exactly how your kid cleans up a room. Yeah, but I'm having to clean up an entire factory. I don't think it would be reasonable for me to do it properly, because the proper way to do it would take me the rest of the stream, and some of you that like find Marie Kondo level of organization to be entertaining might enjoy that, but for the rest of you, I'd be putting you to sleep. I know it and you know it. So I gotta do this more efficiently and faster for the benefit of all but a few. Really? You're still bored? Come on, man. Get with the program. All right, let's go get some boxes. It's funny how, like, a single alcohol wipe can stop me from taking one of these boxes. It's like, sorry, but there was a singular alcohol wipe in there. You're not allowed to move this box. It's not empty. Oh, it very much looks like my tomatoes are ripe. I've been neglecting my rooftop garden all this whole time. So I'm going to have to tend to that. Also looks like the carrots are good. And the potatoes straight up rotted. I've ignored them long enough that they're they're ruined. Not my spuds, no! Where are you going? I told you just put the thing on the crate. So you know how I went to all that effort to increase visibility? Now I'm creating crates to decrease visibility. Very genius I am. Alright, before I go back to organization, I just want to tend to the garden. I should also probably check the gasoline levels of the generator, because if the garden's rotted, the generator's probably, 47. That's fine. Carrots still need a little bit more time. I like how the rotted tomatoes are just not a plant. Yeah, that's my fault. I find it funny that the player, or the character, when you try to dig a furrow underneath his own feet, he can't figure out how to do it. Like, it's just too difficult for him to comprehend. I find that really funny for some reason. Nothing is currently composting. So, note to self, work on that. Fortunately, I have 14 packets of potato seeds, so the loss of a crop is not going to affect me much. Because I've been waiting until the seeding phase for all of this. Right, David? David's my gnome. My gnomie. What up, my gnomie? Yeah, it's because you can't directly place things underneath your own feet. I mean, I understand why. I just find it funny that it's like, furrow? Can't do it. I feel like there could be an exception for that, because it's not like you could ever exploit that for any benefit. Alright, we're all watered up. That was a fun, blood-curdling scream. How much compost do I have? 32? Not bad. Not a bad amount of compost. I'm going to spend one more day doing some tidying up. Because I think I can get a significant portion of this junk put away. But if you have suggestions for goals, drop them into the inbox. It's funny that I took everything out of boxes, and now I'm putting them all back. That's life, right? Could you interest me in a space game? I have on Discord a open suggestion box for people to suggest games for you to play in April and May. So just join Discord rather than chat me up here, because there's already a formal way to do it. Alright, that's all the box space I have, and I think it's about bedtime. I have no idea what I just... Oh. And torch. Yeah, don't do that. Let's see what has been proposed so far. What are you doing, Louis? I don't know what that was about. It sprinted towards the bed. Level metalworking. Add light to the base. Kill zombies in the neighborhood. And loot the gold in the cemetery. Or other rad picks. And refunded. Look at this. That looks like snow. It might be snow. I'm actually surprised. October 21st? No, I guess it's late enough for snow. That's still pretty early in the year, if you ask me, for Kentucky. Is it right to empty a city of zombie completely? Only if you turn off zombie respawns. As long as zombie respawns are on, no. Not hypothetically, yes, but realistically, no. Stop that. The reason being, there's not going to be a way for you to patrol the entire city often enough for you to stop respawns from turning on. Not unless you're on a multiplayer server and there were like hundreds of players in the city on your server. But if you were playing with zombie respawns off, yeah, I mean, you could. It'd be really difficult to do, though, because it would require you to search everywhere, and it would be very hard to verify without cheating whether you actually cleared the city or not. Because the game doesn't tell you whether a building has zombies in it or not. So you'd have to use, like, cheat mode to give you a radar for all zombies. So yeah, I mean, it's hypothetically possible. It's realistically impossible. There's a satellite dish in that one. I can't do anything about that. Is it going to get too cold for the character? No. I have winter clothing, and I don't have an antique stove, so that would be something that would be nice to find for the winter, to keep an inside area of the base warm. But I have winter clothing, so I'm definitely not going to be too cold. Why is there gold in the cemetery? I have no idea. Can you make trash can fires? You can make campfires. Hey, ALS Gamer. Man, thank you for all the gifted subs. Yet again. Cheers. Can you still farm during winter? Yep. Farming isn't really complicated in Project Zomboid. Nothing really stops you from farming, like, ever. I wish it had more requirements, but, like, you can farm inside with no sunlight. I mean, it's more annoying to do, because then you have to water the crops, like, manually. But, like, plants in this game don't require the same things that plants require in real life, which makes farming really, really, really easy to do in Zomboid. It's not a complex thing at all. It might be gaining complexity as the game updates, but as it is now, it's really straightforward and really simple. I'm very much against complicated for complication's sake, as I've stated a lot. There's no need to overcomplicate a game if it doesn't serve a purpose. So if they do add complication to the game, I hope it is reasonable, because making it just extra complicated for no reason, all it's going to do is put off the player base, and I've said that time and time again. So I agree that, like, it would be really cool if Project Zomboid added some additional complication into mechanics, but only if it, like, serves a very reasonable purpose and it's intuitive to use. If it's not intuitive or doesn't have much of a point, get the hell out. Absolutely, that's my point of view. Because I hate when games just have pointlessly cumbersome crafting mechanics or something like that, where they've effectively made the game, like, super not fun anymore. And it's like, for the sake of realism. It's like, cool, but like it's unplayable. You know, it's kind of how I feel like about some of those super realistic like military shooter games, like Arma, for instance. It might be fun for some people, but the reason why Arma doesn't have general appeal is it's so complicated that like to learn the game requires, you know, you to go through like real life boot camp. And it's like, okay, so you're appealing to a tiny audience then, huh? You know, that's not literally what it's like, but sometimes that's how it feels, especially with those super complicated games. I think it was, not that I love attributing things to Blizzard, but I think it was Blizzard that sort of coined the whole, like, easy to learn and difficult to master. I mean, there was other people that said that, but they were one of the first game developers that came up with that idea in mind, where they wanted to have games that were very, very intuitive and easy to learn, but then to become amazing at them required a lot of time and dedication, right? Like, almost anyone can play StarCraft, but being a grandmaster at StarCraft requires an absurd amount of dedication and time and practice and all that, right? Easy to learn, difficult to master. So, Project Zomboid is definitely not in that right now. Like, Project Zomboid is, I would say, kind of difficult to learn, but not that much more difficult to master. So I wouldn't add extra complication to the game to make it harder for new players, because that's not going to be good for new players. Going to real-life boot camp reminds you of the FPS games developed by the U.S. Army for recruitment campaigns. Yeah, actually, I competed in a tournament that was sponsored by the U.S. Army like years and years and years ago. They used to sponsor esports, and because it's the U.S. Army, their prize money was pretty good compared to the prize money of the other esports tournaments, because it was written off by the military as a recruitment tactic or whatever. So some of the esports prize money would be like, oh, $250 to share 10 ways with your teammates, and it's like, you know how little money that is? And then the other the U.S. military tournaments were like $5,000. It's like, oh, okay, that's a lot better to share 10 ways with teammates. A little bit more reasonable. Good times. Should I leave the key in the ignition? I probably should have, but didn't. What I really should do is to throw out all the extra plaster powder. I have boxes of plaster powder that I'm not likely to ever use, but whatever. There are some complications in our ice, like the cryogenic winter mod. Yeah, if it's a mod or if it's optional, that's fine. I'm all for having a lot of complexity added behind optional additions to the game, but not, like, absolutely not required for, like, brand new players. So, in Project Zomboid, for instance, you can make the game a lot more difficult by going into the options and ramping up the difficulty and yada yada yada, right? I mean, that's obvious, right? You can do that. But it's not the default gameplay for new players. And that way, a new player can get into the game and not feel like they've been slammed in the brain by a dictionary. Because that's definitely how I feel about some games I've played, where it's like, oh, cool. I'm not a human dictionary. I don't like rote memorization, so there's no way I'm ever going to enjoy playing this. And I'm sure you guys know games like that. Trying to learn any game. It's one of the ways I felt about trying to learn Dwarf Fortress for streaming it. It's like, cool, how much is there for me to memorize? Like, I might as well be studying for, like, the bar exam or a medical degree. And not, you know, playing freaking video games. Not to say that it wasn't fun, but, I mean, that's more or less what preparing to play that game was like. It's like, here, go memorize in a giant encyclopedia of game mechanics that might happen to you. The same way that some people memorizing all of, like, the MCU or all of Tolkien. Yeah, very, very, very few people like to enjoy their entertainment that way. And cool, good on you if you do. But the rest of us probably don't. That's not the average experience. I think I'm tidied. Yeah. There's no more trash on the floor. Fully clean. Fresh and clean. Well, there was like one pipe. It'd be really cool if these boxes, you know, got see-through when I'm standing behind them. I imagine that's going to be a little annoying. But whatever. It's clean. For these planks, I'm going to leave the planks there. Hey, J-Fed. I am doing well. How about yourself? I'm enjoying the first snow of the season, eating my fresh tomatoes while in my very cold base. So it's 9 p.m. and I need something to do until nighttime. Let's check on the plants again. Let's check for diseases. You got over your first bout of COVID? Well, you made it this far without getting sick. That's pretty good. I, to my knowledge, have never gotten it, but I also live like a caveman shut-in, so I was not likely to get it ever anyway. In my neighborhood, I'm still the only one that goes out in public wearing a mask. Get a little side-eye from time to time, but I've also been in good health, so it's a small price to pay for health, I think. Plants look good. Let's top up the gas, because the generator is very low now. Actually, I'll just switch generators. Turn this one on, turn this one off. It's 100% fuel. Oh, was there? It just so happened that it perfectly filled it. Okay. So the crops are good. The generator's good. Introverts unite in our own homes at a safe distance. Yeah. Yep, that appeals to me. That's my jam. How's the weight? 80 and dropping. That's fine. So you guys happy with the cleanup? It looks nicer down there, I will admit. So it looks like we're gonna go get some cemetery gold. Is that right? Oh boy. So the issue with that is getting down to the cemetery is a little sketchy. Because it's close to the military entryway. And then we have to find where the gold is and not die. I think this is a really good time, because I did see that there was interest in me leveling up my two-hand blade. So not only am I going to attempt to get the gold, but I'm going to also level up with a machete, or machetes, so I get better at the old slashy slash. So I'll bring 2 machetes with me, and then I still have a backup, like, hammer, I guess. It's not much, but they'll have to do. Do I have any VHS tapes? I don't. I wish I did, but no. I could watch reruns, I guess. That would be the best I could do. Some distant shots. Let's update the priority. Get the cemetery gold. All right, so I'll show you where we're headed, roughly. We're headed to this building here. So it's a road that I've traversed because I've gone down to the military checkpoint, but I haven't gone there in a bit. I'm going to want to bring some lightweight, high-calorie food with me. I'll bring some chips. And then I'm also going to bring the sledgehammer with me. If I can... Oh, the sledgehammer's downstairs. I think I'm also going to want to pack a crowbar in my backpack just in case the long blunts don't work out. It's a damaged crowbar, but it's still at that damage level. It's probably more than what's left on the machetes. Because of how ridiculous the machetes are. All right, anything else I'm forgetting? Got my sledgehammer, got my machetes, got my food. Got water. Oh, let me top up the water. There are more VHS stores for me to hit up, but that would have to be a goal. And I've also got almost every single tape that was educational, but I could start picking up tapes that were just entertainment-wise. That'd be fine. But if we take a look at the training materials here for VHS, these are all the VHS tapes. I have all of the survival exposure except for 6 and 8. And then all the cook show except for 3. And then all of the woodcraft with no exception. So there's basically no more skill tapes left for me to get, except for those few. And then there are some home VHS tapes here that would give me skill, but there's no place to find them necessarily. So, like, ones that give skill would be, like, OSCC stock cars, which is in this list somewhere, or Granny Nanny, or Nofvid, or whatever. But, like, they're home tapes that you'd have to, like, explore people's homes, and that could take years to find. No, or never find, right? They may not exist. I should grab the gas can that was empty on the roof, but I'm feeling lazy and I'm not going to. Oh, come on. I hate when you open up a map, it just, like, crashes you. I didn't hit turn. So we are headed down this road until it ends, and then taking a left, and then a right at the big intersection. Also, let me bring up my vehicle overlay, just so that I can see the condition of the car as I drive. So, 73.6. With a more or less full fuel tank. Slightly dinged up hood, but that was my fault just now. And if you have, let me add to this and suggest goals. If you have other goals you want me to work on, drop them into the viewer submitted ideas inbox. I don't think trying to get the cemetery goal is going to take me more than a day or two. Move. Just light love taps. Alright, when's my turn? Like 3 more blocks. How'd the car turn off while I open the map? The hell is that? I just seems rude. You'd love to do submissions, but you don't have the channel points yet? You know what? Hold on. I can do something about that. I refund people, but I guess if you haven't accrued the channel points initially, then yeah, that would be a problem. Just now, it is discounted. Just for you. Trash Goblin. Taking suggestions from a Trash Goblin would have me slightly worried, but I'll trust you. Oh, here's my turn. I've got one of those newfangled engines that shut off when you come to a stop, like a hybrid electric car. I hate that about hybrid electric cars. I mean, I'm all for like saving the environment. I'm very much an environmentalist in real life, but I do not like when like I'm driving a car. I had a rental car last year that did it, and it kept sketching me out. Where it would just the engine would cut. And I'd constantly be like, what? You know? Because I'm not used to it. I suppose you eventually get accustomed to your car doing that if your car does that. But I just wasn't used to it in the rental car, and it made using the car stressful, anxiety-inducing. Like it was constantly sputtering and dying. Well, there's quite the group here. Also, need to at some point to open up the map to figure out how far south I go. Oh, I'm almost there. Okay. So yeah, this is a Hearty crew that I have to cut through in order to get where I want to go. There's no shortage of zombies. So let me start taking my beta blockers. Oh, that's a tree. Sorry, Hood. Alright, so that's the cemetery gates up ahead of me. But, as you can see, they're slightly guarded. It's not the entryway. That's, I think, a little bit further down. Yeah, here we go. Here's the entryway. Is this a solo game? I'm playing solo, but it does go multiplayer, if that's what you're asking. It can be a multiplayer game, just I'm not playing multiplayer at the moment. So I've arrived. So many of them. That zombie had a face on his shirt? It did. Yeah, it's a face of one of the developers. It's like a Easter egg shirt. Alright, I have enough viewer submitted ideas that I'm going to pause it, because otherwise not all are going to make it to the poll. And what I'm trying to do now is just to ditch the zombies, the super mega duper horde that is on me, so I don't have to go kill like 1,000 zombies, because it's not realistic. I'm not going to be able to get through them. Oh good, window's broken. Really, Louis? You're in, like, prime shape. You couldn't make it over first try? You couldn't be any more fit and ready to climb. Still fails first try. Viewer submitted ideas is temporarily unavailable. I paused it. I'm definitely not used to the range of the machete versus crowbar and baseball bats, which have greater range. So it's also taken me a minute to adjust for the weapon differences. It's not to say that I don't like it. I like it. So this road empties out, and then I should head back to the southeast and hopefully be back on course. I hope those zombies followed me up and got out of the way. Let me very quickly bring this up on map, so I have a point of reference of where I am. Okay, so this is just north of me is the elementary school, and this is just a large fenced-in area just south of the elementary school. So if I open up the map, this is the elementary school, and then there's a fence that runs along the perimeter of the elementary school that I've been using to ditch hordes of zombies. I should have probably sat down and had a little bit of a rest. Too late for that. Oh, come on. Why is there so many zombies here? Jeez, even on the other side. This is a well-guarded cemetery, that's for sure. And I'm exerted. So I'm gonna have to definitely take a breather in these in this yard at some point. I am not cutting through this group really at all. Go away. Naughty zombies. You know, I could try to just sledge my way through the fence to the south That might not be a terrible idea. Sledge through where the burned house is and use it as a way to filter zombies back up towards me. Just because there's just so many zombies up there. It's crawling. Oh, I have 2 crowbars. Well, my long blade is almost at level 2. So let's do that. Yeah, let's take a section out. Hope that there's not like a mega horde behind the section. I'm going to mark down where I broke the hole so I can find it again in a pinch. And it's very clear that there's going to be a lot of fighting to this point of interest. So I may have to, oh, hello. I may have to spend a night down here in one of the second stories securing it with a sledgehammer. Because there's just hundreds of zombies. Also might want to abandon the whole leveling up machete, because I'm not sure I kill as quickly with it. I'll keep doing it until it's clear that I need to swap, but my crit rate and damage for the crowbar was a lot higher because of weapon skill. Minimap is missing. It only took you many streams to figure that out. Yeah, minimap. What is this white? What? Oh, it's a puddle. Minimap doesn't exist on Apocalypse difficulty, so that's why I don't have it. Oh, cigarettes too? You're hard to please, dude. Yeah, it's a fireman. And the person that started the fire. So yeah, I think I'm going to need to secure lodgings for the night. So with that in mind, let's craft some sheet ropes. And then work our way towards the house to the south. Because I don't think a burned out house is maybe the best place to sleep. Because I'm likely to just like fall through the map and get hurt. How's the machete holding up? I've used about half of it. Thank you for tuning in to King of Louisville, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie survivors.